Thank you for joining us. This is live with Miami's Community News, and I'm Michael Miller. And our guest today is Candy Capoverda.
Yes.
We got it right. You're with RaiseTheRoofMiami.org. Tell us about the organization and tell us how you got involved with doing this.
Well, Raise the Roof Miami is a nonprofit organization, and we are a partner of City Roofing. City Roofing is my husband and I's residential roofing company. And in 2015, we started by donating our first free roof to a needy family. We decided to give back to our community, and this was just a way of us saying, hey, we hear you, we feel you, we're with you. And this program allows for one needy family to have a free roof over their heads. We have a contest every year. So nominations open up in November, and there's qualifications for those contestants. Pretty much we require the house to be under 2,000 square feet for there to be a need, financial or medical need. They needed to be current on their mortgage payments and also on their taxes, and they needed to be over 25 years old. So
that is amazing. So let's talk about how when you finished the first roof, all right? What was that like? What were you going through? Is it, that you chose the family, you were working on it, and all of a sudden you said, "Here it is, it's finished." What's that like for you to be able to give like that?
It's greater to give than to receive. The entire team was just so elated. We were excited. We threw a block party for the family and the neighbors. We had everybody come over. We had a DJ bounce house. The kids were getting face painted. It was just such a beautiful day. And it really touched our hearts. Everybody felt so great giving back and helping this family that, we just left there saying, we did the right thing. This was amazing.
And so you got a lot out of it. They also got this huge, this gigantic thing that lasts a lifetime.
Yes.
So knowing that, it's not just the roof, but it was like, we're going to help you out here.
Yeah, absolutely.
What caused you to pull that trigger, if you will, to think of it and then to go do it?
Well, we had partnered up with GAF, which is one of the largest shingle manufacturers in the United States, and they had a program called No Roof Left Behind that they offered it to master elite contractors like ourselves. So we decided to participate in that program, and then we said, well, we could do more. Right? We can do our own nonprofit and focus here on Miami-Dade and help needy families and possibly do 2 roofs a year. And we've actually even extended a division of that. And now we give away even a free repair every month. So little by little, we're making an impact on our community.
So if you've ever been on the side of receiving, you know what that is like.
Yes.
And I do want to share with you, after Hurricane Andrew, I was a little kid, but I owned a house, right? And the house was destroyed. A relative of my wife sent us a box of toiletries from Target. Is that 20 years ago? 30? Whatever it was. I still remember it. I get goosebumps thinking. And when people were sending us money, I said to myself, what did I do to deserve this?
Yes.
Right? And it's like, because I've always been on the other side. And it took a while to be able to just let that be. Right? And just enjoy that moment, the people thinking enough of you and your family to be able to give. So right now you still have a few days left for people can apply, right? The web address that people can go to is on the screen there. It's going to be on in just a moment.
Yeah.
Right? People can go there and apply. Can we look at your website now?
Absolutely.
All right. Can we? All right. And he's going to put up the website. And why don't you explain that to us? All right. Where are we? Oh, here we go.
Okay, so this was our winner for 2019, Alice Zimmerly. You can scroll down and go to the finalists. Right now we have 2 finalists. We have Gloria and Nancy, and we have 2 days left for voting. So one of these ladies is going to be winning a free roof. The installation will happen April 29th, and we'll also be doing the block party the day after. So we open up nominations every November. We close nominations. It was February 14th, and these are our 2 finalists for this
Candy,
year.
how's the winner determined there? When you said one's going to be selected, how's that?
Okay, so the winner is selected by these finalists having people going on the website and voting for them. So friends, family, neighbors go on and they vote through Facebook. So whoever has the most votes is going to be our winner for 2022.
And so you had a group of people apply for that.
Correct.
How did it get whittled down to these two?
Okay, so we do a drill down of our nominees and see if they meet the requirements. Are they in Miami-Dade? Does their property meet the 2,000 square feet requirement? Do they have financial hardship? Have they been current on the taxes and the mortgage? Once we drill it back down, we stay with 5 nominees, and then we do visits. So we do house visits to make sure that the property is in critical condition and that they do need the roof. We interview the nominees, and then we decide who's going to be our 3 nominees, or this year was 2 finalists.
So you and your family are in the roofing business. So
Yes.
when you go out to these roofs and you look at them, and do you like nod your head, go, "Oh my God, I can't believe that it's like this."
It's bad. It is very
So
bad.
what's that like when one of them is on the verge of getting their part of their life back in order and not having to worry, and you have to, you look and say, how do we get these down to 5 and then down to 2?
It is a really difficult time because everybody's in need, so we're just looking, and so many people are praying, for this roof. Every time that it rains, they have buckets. They can't sleep at night because they have to dump the buckets every hour and a half. It is extremely stressful to be in one of these situations, and they're just dreading the rain coming because they know what that's like. It's sleepless nights, it's restless, and they don't know where they're going to get this free roof from. So they're hoping and praying that they're the winner. We're excited. Our team is excited for April, and it's just an amazing experience.
So whoever gets this over here, you have your whole crew
Yeah.
goes out, and so let's say it's 7 o'clock in the morning. All right. And how many folks might you have out there at that time?
We'll probably have about 10.
10 guys. Any
10
ladies on the
guys.
roof?
No ladies on the roof, but we do have ladies running the office, pulling permits, so on and so forth.
By the way, a little tidbit, 20% of the Pinecrest Police Department officers are women. By the way, we need more women in Pinecrest. All right.
Well, all of our, I would say probably like 75% of our business is women running our office, running our sales, production.
We do a show, and it's women in construction.
Really?
Yeah, they sit right here. There's usually, and each week or every other week, it's different women. So there's a host, the lady.
Yes.
They talk about all that construction. And
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. You might
never know
see me
what's gonna
here.
happen. So you go out 7 o'clock in the morning, you got 8 to 10 to 12 people out there. And then the homeowners there saying hello. And then you start working on it.
We start tearing, getting that deck solid and secure, then installing underlayments, call for inspection. We call for a special inspection actually on Saturday. Have the inspector come by on Saturday.
They come out the same day.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's county or the city.
Yes. Miami-Dade does it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And they participate in that short notice because of what you're doing.
We place a special inspection request with the city the day before, and they'll show up on Saturday. So we'll pass our inspections.
Is that one inspection or 2 during the day?
It's going to be 2 inspections. It's going to be a tin cap and an in progress.
And at what time, when you leave that day, it's done?
It's done.
That's amazing.
It is done. We're celebrating. There's a DJ, bounce house, face painting, food, and we're just sitting back saying, wow, this got done. It is a glorious day.
So typically to the family, are they single people? Are they married? Do they have kids at home? Young kids, medium kids?
That's a
size?
great question. So in this year's finalists, they're both single women. Both of them are widows, actually. And one of them has lost all of their family, like her mom, her dad, her brother. During COVID, she just lost so many people. And I feel like we can all relate to that, especially
Yes.
what we've gone through. We've lost a lot. And the other lady is a widow as well, church-going lady. And she has prayer meetings at her house. And she's just believing and praying for a free roof. She has no idea about the financials of the household because her husband dealt with all of that. So when her husband passed away, she was kind of left in the air and didn't know how to deal with the insurance company, with the mortgage company. So her house, little by little, is just dilapidated.
So lots of people uh, don't need a new roof, but would like to give.
Oh, yes.
So what would you suggest for somebody that doesn't have a lot of time or a lot of money, but would like to give? What are some things they could do?
We love our volunteers, and we're also accepting donations at RaiseTheRoofMiami.org. There's a donate now button that links to our GoFundMe page. So if you feel inclined in your heart to give and to just contribute to this cause, we encourage you to give, or just to show support and show up on April 30th, which is when we're going to do our installation party. We're looking for volunteers to set up just the bounce houses and the tables and chairs. Or if you own a business, and have any of these services, such as food, or DJ or bounce house, or any of those things, we would be more than happy to receive any of that. Any little part that you do is going to be helping and encouraging our community that we're coming out of this. This is great news in the midst of so much loss in the past 2 years. So we're very excited about it.
Some people like to give anonymously. Some people don't care. Some people want to be known for doing it. If somebody wanted to donate some products, whether it's food or something, they could just go and drop it off.
Absolutely.
Right. So not too long ago, it was right around Christmas time, I was pulling into line at 6:30 at McDonald's, and there's some guy who wanted to get in front of me. So I had this internal conversation. Second time motion, go ahead. And this is in the dark, all right? Goes ahead. And I go up to pay. And the lady says, the guy in front of you just paid. I said, that's so funny. I've been looking for a home for the 5 gifts for kids that are on my chair and in my truck. I said, maybe this is where they're supposed to go. So I look at the cashiers taking the money. Little lady only speaks Spanish, and I'm fantasizing that her husband's disabled or wherever country he might be in. She's got 3 or 4 kids at home. This is all in a millisecond. I said, hold on. And I start passing these gifts to her. Poppy, thank you. And I keep, And the hardest one was, there was one package that was on the passenger floor on the other side. I managed to get to it without driving the truck off. And she didn't know who I was. And now I see her in the light because it was a little bit different. But she was so thankful and she was so elated that just this little small thing affected so many people. It wasn't just the person that it was given to.
Yes.
It was what happened because of that. All right. So her kids and were benefited as a person. When they get that roof, you really bring joy to their life in such a significant way, because they're not able to obviously, pay for that. And that might have been the end of them being in the household. We remember seeing all those blue roofs for so many years. And then you realize that's because they can't afford to do that. All right. Especially nowadays with the prices being really high. Somewhere in your heart, you and your husband, that the embryo of that must have been there before you became aware of other people doing it. Tell us about that.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my backstory. I was a recipient of being given to. We lived in a very impoverished city. I had a single mother, and she couldn't purchase any Christmas gifts or turkeys or trees. So our local church would always bring baskets, like laundry baskets, full of just like food and toys. And as a kid, that touches you. So when you have an opportunity as an adult to give back, and to bless somebody, I just think it's God's work. You got to do it. We're here for those relationships, right? It's about nurturing relationships. Sometimes people are nurturing you, and sometimes you're nurturing them.
So let's talk about in your family. How many siblings were in the household at the time?
It was my brother and my sister. I'm the youngest of 3. So just 3 of us.
So when you received those gifts from the church, what was the conversation that took place in your family? What was that like?
Well, my brother and sister, what we would do is we would take newspaper and wrap up old family trinkets and gift it to each other. That was a plan, right? That's what was going to go down Christmas Eve. So we were fighting amongst each other of, oh no, I got this ceramic toy, you get this one. And we're just re-gifting decorations in the house. But then when that basket shows up on Christmas Eve and they're real gifts and they have our names on it, it was just like, wow, I'm heard, somebody thought of me. Um, all of the things that you complain about just kind of melt. You're so happy and joyful. And it just, that made Christmas for us. It was a beautiful experience. I would never trade it for anything in the world. We come from very humble beginnings, but I feel like that's our DNA now, and my husband has the same exact heart. He is that guy that'll just, oh, don't worry about it. The money will be there. Just give it, just give it, just give it, just so. And I've learned so much through him. So it's our way of just saying, you know what, thank you.
A couple of years ago, I'm not feeling good. I go to my doctor. I'm sitting in the chair. He puts his hand on my shoulder. He said, "What's going on?" I said, I just feel so much better right now. Why? I said, I just wanted somebody to pay attention. All right. Just that moment. We said, well, since you're here, let's run these $2,000 worth of tests.
And then you didn't feel so well, huh?
And he says, you're fine. He says, listen, stop drinking coffee. But you realize there's times that sometimes what we want as human beings is for somebody to pay attention, to say, I hear you, right? I see you, I feel you, right? I understand you. And sometimes that's all we need to see and feel inside. Somebody is there. And so you certainly have been providing that for a while now. And again, you realize you're not just affecting the homeowner, but you're affecting everybody that's connected to her and everybody on your team, right? And there are multiples of 6 to 20 times. That's usually what happens when some good stuff is done. So if it's 10 people there and it's 20 in your organization, it's literally hundreds of people you're affected. And today we hope that this gets distributed widely.
And it's because of our customers too. That every dollar that, goes into the roofs that are paid by our customers, a portion of that gets sent for Raise the Roof. So it's a big representation of who our customers are, because they're sewing back into our community as well.
I was just with the folks from Animal Services, Miami-Dade County, and they're really caring people. And it's not like the old animal services, it used to be animal control. And talk about the veterinarians there who save these cats and these dogs with the hope that they're going to go to a loving family. So today is my day of feeling. I'm going to thank you so much for this opportunity, to talk with you. And because of the work that you do, you realize there are people throughout the world, right, and throughout Miami-Dade that are like you and that are giving many times just freely and anonymously, whether it's $1 or $100,000 or $1 million, that really impact people's lives. So what would you like to accomplish in the remaining 8 months left in 2022 as far as the philanthropy or charity or giving? What would you like to do?
I'd like it for it to be a twice a year event, hands down. One of our current finalists had reached out to another company that did this, but because of everything with COVID, they stopped doing it. I want to continue doing this. I want to expound it. I want our community to be involved. I want it to be something good. In the midst of this world, everything seems upside down. I still want this to shine as we're doing the right thing. We're helping our elderly community. We're helping people that are going through financial distress. We're helping just love on people. We need to love on people.
I have some friends whose parents worked the fields in Homestead. I have friends that lived in Mexico that live here now. I have friends that came from Cuba many years ago that came here for a better life and to be able to work and be successful and to give. So here we are. Today's April 1st, all right? And it's an amazing part of the year.
Yes.
That it's springtime. We've just had the The sun shines a little bit differently. Even though the world is a little chaotic right now, I think each of us have to find our own peace and
Yes.
compartmentalize that stuff that's driving us crazy.
Yes.
And certainly with COVID, that it changed lives forever, right? And how we look at our lives. If we look back 2019, it would be like, oh, life is good. And we thought that was stressful. And we looked at today how
Yes.
life is so fragile and how things can change in an instant. So people can donate across the world. They can
Yes.
donate to the Ukrainians. They can, whatever method they want to do that. And locally, because we're really about locally, somebody could call you, email you, go to your website, which I think is up on the board over there. If it's not, it'll be back up in a second, to find out what you're doing and how they can help.
Absolutely.
I got that right?
Yes.
My hat's off to you
Thank
and
you.
your family and your husband and your team.
Thank
right?
you so much for having us.
My pleasure. And right now, there's some 18-year-old young lady that's out there wondering about her life. She's a little confused because she didn't get her high school graduation, COVID. Now she's not sure what this war means. But I want you to talk to her. You can look into which camera? Which camera should you go? The red camera, and talk to her.
Don't give up. Keep fighting. It'll all work out for good. You are where you're supposed to be, and all those lessons will pay off, and you will reach your destiny. Just keep going and don't stop. You have a great and wonderful future ahead of you.
Wow.
With all my love, Candy.
Candy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're a terrific person.
Thank you.
And strong too, folks. What a handshake. Pick up those buckets. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Mike.
It was great. Hey folks, thank you for joining us again. Have a great afternoon and be safe out there.
Thank you.